How's it going, everyone? I am Sprigatito, here with some more of Pokemon news. So let's get right into it. A few days ago, a brand new trailer has come out, and it is called it's called Second Trailer, and it shows off some gameplay, some new Pokemon, new characters, and just some new stuff, including the legendaries, the box legendaries of the game. So yeah, let's get right into it. Let's start off with the Pokemon. Well, before we get into the new Pokemon, the three starters have gotten some new descriptions, or rather, well, they had descriptions, but now we have more of them. So, starting with Sprigatito, my personal choice so far, a kneading move that releases a sweet aroma. When a Sprigatito kneads and rubs with its four paws, a sweet aroma is released that can mesmerize those around it. This aroma has therapeutic qualities and makes opponents lose their will to battle. Fur with a similar composition to plants. The composition of its fluffy fur is similar to that of plants, letting it create energy by absorbing sunlight. It adds moisture to its fur by grooming itself, which aids to its ability to photosynthesize. So yeah, you can see like pretty cat-like things, pretty typical grass type Pokemon things as well. So apparently the thing about kneading is like a cat thing that cats do apparently when they're happy or whatever. I mean, I wouldn't know. Also, you can see from these images, like they have like sort of realistic-ish sort of effects, or rather textures, for the fur, which is kind of interesting that they're doing that now. I mean, whether it looks good or not, I'll let you decide for like the various different kinds of materials. Anyway, on to the next one, Coco. Again, hopefully I'm getting better at saying these names by now. Again, you can see in the images those like textures on its legs, for example. Anyway, onto the descriptions. Scales to absorb heat. External heat is absorbed by the square scales on Coco's stomach and back, then converted into fire energy. These scales are always warm, and at times they can grow very hot. Overflowing fire energy. Flickering atop Coco's head is fire energy that is leaking from inside the Pokemon's body. When Coco gets excited, its head spouts more flames. Kind of like a similar thing to the Cyndaquil line with the flame coming out the head. So yeah, and look, they mentioned like the scales on the legs. Anyway, next description, this time for Quaxley, who is not water flying. A glossy gel protects its body. Its body is always glossy because the gels secreted by its feathers repels water and grime. The coif on its head is slicked back using a rich, moist cream, and it becomes unkempt when dirty. It uses its strong legs to swim freely. It has strong legs and is able to swim without difficulty even when in places with strong currents. In battle, it kicks its opponent swiftly and repeatedly. Yep, typical water type stuff. And of course, you know, a duck being water type, well, I guess there's Psyduck and Golduck. Wait a minute. No, those are water type too, right? I actually don't remember. Strange. But anyway, yeah, we get some more descriptions on these now. So, I mean, they're not too telling. The best thing I can say so far is that, given Sprigatito's description, it looks like it might evolve into, like, a grass fairy type, or honestly, it might even just stay as grass, if not that. But I'm leaning more towards grass fairy because it seems to say stuff like, oh, makes opponents lose the will to battle. And yeah, that kind of stuff is typically, you know, what you would think of in fairy Pokemon and stuff like that. If that's the case, then I like this direction Sprigatito's line is going in. Then again, pure grass type would also be fine. With Fuecoco, I mean, I'm not really sure, honestly. They're probably gonna do something with the fire energy coming out the head, something like that. I mean, I'm not sure. And again, with Quaxley, I don't know. It's one of those things where it's like, it's something probably very, very specific that's a bit too hard to tell right now. Anyway, on to the new Pokemon. First of all, we have 3 of them. So starting off, we have get ready for the potential mispronunciations of names. Palmy. Yeah, Palmy. Sure, let's go with that. Palmy is a electric type, has a height and weight of that, and the abilities either static or natural cure. So, and you got descriptions too. Electricity discharging organs on its forepaws. Organs inside the forepaws? What? In addition to the electric sacs in its cheeks, Palmy has electric discharging organs in its forepaws. It generates electricity by rubbing its cheeks, then it shocks its opponents by touching them with the pads on its forepaws. Oh. Okay, so it's pads, but it's still inside. Imagine that, organs inside, like, well, what's basically this Pokemon's equivalent of having hands. Thick fur that stores electricity. Not only is the fur that covers its body a good insulation against the cold, but it also serves the purpose of storing electricity. When it feels uneasy, this cautious Pokemon will begin rubbing its cheeks, preparing itself to discharge an electric shock. Okay, so this Pokemon is either like the Pikachu equivalent of this game, of this gen rather, or is the early route. I don't want to say rodent because I don't want to think that's what all of them are. You know what I mean, like the Rattata equivalent. Honestly, if it were both, that would be interesting, but I definitely think it's one or the other. I definitely like the design though, very nice. And next we have, oh boy, get ready. These next two, their names have... This next one is called Lechonk. It's still kind of unbelievable that it's actually called Lechonk. Not like Le and Chonk, not two separate words, just Lechonk. Anyway. I'm sure there's some sort of deeper meaning to that. It's not a reference to the whole chunk meme, but you never know. Anyway, this is a normal type. Height is that, and weight is that, and the ability is either Aroma Veil or Gluttony. Fitting. Anyway, a gourmand with an excellent nose, Lechonk uses its sense of smell to find and eat only the most fragrant wild grasses and the richest berries. As a result of its dining habits, it has come to radiate an aroma resembling herbs that bug Pokemon dislike. Timid and faint-hearted, but also strong. If attacked by an opponent and startled, it will charge forward in panic. It may appear a fact at first glance, but in reality, the Pokemon's body is mostly muscle built by constantly walking around in search of food. I mean, okay, if we're going with that angle, oh, it's not actually fact, it's muscle, you guys. But you know, this is Pokemon, so yeah, sure, let's go with it. Pokemon logic. Yeah, so anyway, next we have, again, get ready for the name, Smoliv. I like these names. Smoliv, okay, as in, you know, like, small and olive. This one's, I guess, not as direct, but still pretty direct. It's a nice way to integrate the whole small word. Small, I guess is how you really say it. So, this Pokemon is a grass normal type. Interesting type combination. I mean, we have normal grass Pokemon, but not grass and normal. I mean, doesn't really make too much difference, but still pretty interesting. Height is that, weight is that, and ability is Early Bird. Oil, so bitter and astringent? I don't know what that word means. It will make you flinch. The oil that comes out of its head has a very strong, bitter taste, and it is not suitable for consumption. Whoops. And when startled or attacked, Smoliv will shoot this oil out, slowing its opponents down. It will then seize that moment to run away. Fine without eating or drinking. In the fruit on its head, Smoliv stores oil made from nutrients it gathers through photosynthesis. As a result, it can go for a week without eating or drinking. It prefers dry and sunny climates, and spends its days sunbathing. Definitely, you can see that. So the thing is, it was like this early on in the games, you cannot really tell too much about what the Pokemon will be like gameplay wise. Obviously, I mean, they do give you stuff like, oh well, the type and the ability, but yeah, the rest you kind of just have to infer yourself based on the descriptions, because you know they would generally want to make the Pokemon play gameplay wise similar to how they describe the Pokemon in the descriptions. So something like, I don't know, what's a good example? Make your I'm gonna look through these. Well, yeah, well, the point is, you could probably figure something out, like maybe a unique move or something. If there were a unique move or a unique ability, they would probably point it out, but, you know, not this early. And I don't think that these Pokemon, which are probably supposed to be quite common, would have that sort of special treatment. The legendaries, on the other hand, will most likely do. These, okay, these are actually really cool. I like these designs. So, the legendary Pokemon, there's the one for Scarlet and one for Violet. I'm choosing Violet so far, and I'm definitely glad I'm sticking with that choice, because the Violet legendary looks extremely nice. So does the other one too, but I prefer the Violet one over the Scarlet one. But anyway, let's get into them. Starting with the Scarlet legendary is Corradion. And that's all we know about Corradion. Okay, anyway. And then onto the Violet legendary is Miraidon. And that's all we know about Miraidon. So yeah, we really don't know. All they say is, oh, they're have powers that far surpass those of other Pokemon, but you know, I mean, that's typically what you expect of legendaries, and they're shrouded in mystery, and of course they would be by this point. But yeah, you can see that they have like a whole thing going on, you know, with one is like more technological looking, like, and the other is more like, you know what I mean, like they going for a sort of past versus future kind of vibe, where Scarlet seems to be the representing the past and Violet seems to be representing the future. Because if that's the case, and it's okay, not even that's the case, that pretty much seems to be the case. In that case, I'm definitely glad I'm choosing the Violet version, because I don't know, between those two options, yeah, I'm going to choose Team Future rather than Team Past. But still, like I said, both of them really cool looking Pokemon. I'm definitely interested to learn more about them and see how they work in the story and what their gameplay is going to be like. Have I talked about the characters yet? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, with the characters, there's two professors. One is called Sada, one is called Turo. They're version exclusive professors, and they also fit into the whole into the whole past versus future theme, which is interesting. And of course, Nimona, who's possibly the rival character of this game, or at least one of them, and is described as a powerful trainer. And also, all of the three new non-legendaries, that being Pawmi, Lechonk, and Smoliv, are all said to be owned by her, which is interesting, that they reveal 3 Pokemon that belong to a new character. Anyway, so with regards to the gameplay, they don't seem to say much really. You kind of have to watch the trailer itself to see more. They say like a deeper experience with multiplayer gameplay. This is interesting. They're saying like 4 players at once. I mean, how is that gonna work? I'm guessing it's probably similar to like how it worked in like Pokemon Let's Go, Pikachu and Eevee, but I didn't play that game, and definitely obviously didn't do the multiplayer. I did play the demo though, didn't do the multiplayer, so I don't know how that's gonna work. Also didn't get Brilliant Diamond or Shining Pearl or Legends Arceus, didn't get any of them. Didn't even get the DLC for Pokemon Shield really, so don't really know much. But yeah, there's going to be like 4-player multiplayer, it seems. Or actually, it doesn't. No, they do say 4-player. I'm not sure whether they say it's online though. I mean, wouldn't you have to get 4 switches to do this? Or I guess you could just use 4 Joy-Cons or 4 of any controller really. But how would it all work? That's something that we'll have to see later, won't we? But they also say a bit about, the other type of multiplayer. Basically the kind of multiplayer we're used to, like online. They say... Well, they don't really say, but you can definitely do online stuff. For example, I'm pretty sure in the trailer we see a trade happen, and you see 2 Pokemon being traded, and the way this is visualized is pretty interesting, because you just see the Pokemon, the Pokeball of the Pokemon just float up into the sky, leaving a stream of light, and then you see another Pokeball cross by, seeing inside the Pokeballs, showing the 2 Pokemon inside of them, and then crossing paths, and then the other Pokeball of the other person comes back to you in the same way. And it seems like you can just do that on the spot. I don't think you have to go anywhere or do it. It's not done through a menu or anything. It's just done wherever you happen to be. So if that's the case, what are online battles gonna be like? Because in this game, it seems like there's no, whatever you call them. What I call them is battle backgrounds. Like how in Pokemon and also in other RPG games, like when you go into a battle, it takes you into sort of like a representation of that area that's more suited for a battle. But they don't do that here. It's like Legends Arceus, where once you start a battle, you just start a battle right where you are. You just go at it. But for an online battle, I don't know. Maybe they might break that rule a bit, or they might just do it the same way and just start the battle right there. Maybe the other player's trainer just appears right there, and off you go. Except you wouldn't be able to be interrupted by the surrounding characters, because this is online. But yeah, that's kind of interesting. So yeah, I'm definitely curious with how they're going to make the whole game work, really, because they're saying about open world. I mean open world of Pokemon. I'm really not sure how that's going to work. I'm really not sure, but they are doing it. And also another thing is that during the trailer, we don't see too much of it, but we see the battle UI for battles, and this is kind of interesting. I kind of like this because we have the rectangles with smaller icons on the left for the 4 different options: battle, Pokemon bag, run, with a nice arrow to show you which one you're selecting. The health bars for the Pokemon are quite simplified looking. The health bar of your Pokemon is not above its head like the opponent Pokemon are. Yours is in the bottom left, along with your how many Pokemon you have. And also, even the kind of simplified looking, it makes sense if you can if there's no battle background, you just have a battle wherever you happen to be, and like you just run into a Pokemon and off you go, battle begin. Yeah, it makes sense that they would have this sort of simplified like in UI in this style, which for that purpose, I mean, I guess it's fine. It looks nice and not too oversimplified, and you do have a little um, thing at the bottom where it says press Y to check status. You can still do that. That's good, but you still have that typical, like after you see that bit, you see a Quaxley with a Lechonk in front of it, and it says you're posting Lechonk, use tackle, and it still has that typical Pokemon style camera angle where it's your Pokemon from behind looking towards the top right, to the other Pokemon who's looking towards you, and to the bottom left of your Pokemon. You know what I mean, you see in the trailer. Anyway, yeah, they still have that typical camera angle. But the animations of the moves are still kind of, simpler looking. Can't really tell too much right now. Still kind of simplistic animations. So if you were thinking about the move animations, I mean, the move animations are still typical of what you would expect from these sorts of games. So yeah, especially considering now that you just have battles wherever you are, and it's not in a specific battle environment. Because before, they could design the animations with that in mind. Like, that's one of the reasons I'm sure that they have those battle environment representations of the places where you battle, right? And they don't just have a battle wherever you happen to be like they do in this game. And in Legends Arceus, I mean, I don't know about the animations in Legends Arceus. I mean, I don't know too much. But yeah, so it's like they sort of have a good reason now, which, to be honest, I don't really mind, because I don't really mind the animations, honestly. I'm just saying that, people talk about the animation. And other than that, have I talked about everything? Oh, well, I guess there's that strange Pokemon Center looking thing. I mean, I don't really know what that is. Really. I guess it's the equivalent of Pokemon Centers in this game. And it's not like a full building, it's just like a small thing, or maybe it is a building, maybe you can just go inside that. I mean, you can, who knows, like, maybe it's just bigger on the inside. I mean, that is a thing that happens in like, video games in general, isn't it? Yeah, nothing else to talk about. Oh, and at the end, there was a strange, like, what do you even call that? Like, glossy, like, sort of material with a Pokemon just whizzing through it. I don't know what that means. But yeah, another thing, they didn't reveal what the gimmick is for this gen. That is, if there's gonna be one at all. They didn't reveal that. And if you don't know what I mean, you should. Because honestly, it's like, for Generation 6 there's Mega Evolution, then Generation 7 there's Z-Move, Generation 8 had Dynamax and Gigantamax, and now for Generation 9, what? Are they gonna do one? Are they gonna do another one or not? And I guess the thing that all of those share in common is, like, they all are They all are a thing during battles where you press a big giant button once, and you can do it just like one time, maybe for maybe one turn or a few turns, or there's some sort of one-time limitation per battle, and you press one giant button, and it's some sort of super mechanic. Yeah, let's just call it that, super mechanic. What is the super mechanic in this game? Is there gonna be one at all? They haven't said anything about that yet. And also, well, other than the new Pokemon, well, obviously there's going to be other Pokemon returning. You should see more of those in the trailer. I'm not too sure. Like you see Flaffy, and I think you see, yeah, there's a Talonflame at one point. So yeah, I'm not really gonna go over the individual returning Pokemon, because doing that every time would be kind of annoying, going through the trailer and just looking for that. And we're gonna find all of that out when the game comes out anyway, really. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Oh, and I guess, not related to this though, but like, it seems like with Pokemon Home, like, for like, they added compatibility for like Legends Arceus and Pokemon Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, the Gen 4 remakes, and I think, I'm not too sure about this because again I don't have those games, but it seems like what people are saying is that there is a thing where you can only have the moveset for one game, like in that game, and if you take the Pokemon outside the game it's from, all of its moves get wiped and replaced with level up moves, but the moves come back when you take it back to its original game, and yeah, it's just a big mess, really. It sounds like a very strange approach. I mean, what they were doing already, where it's like, your Pokemon keeps the move, but if that move doesn't exist, it's just grayed out and you can't use it, is fine. Like, if a move didn't exist in Short Sword or Shield, and you tried to use a Pokemon's move, like if you have a Pokemon that has a move that doesn't exist in Sword or Shield, and you tried using it, you just couldn't. It would just say, this move is unavailable or something like that, and it recommends that you have your Pokemon forget it. Honestly, that was a fine approach, because they're not going to have every Pokemon in every game anymore. They're also not going to have every move in every game anymore. So doing it that way would be better than this other way of having one moveset per game, which I think is going to get really messy. I think like the whole system of transfers is like extremely a big mess. So yeah, the whole system of transfers is just like a big complicated mess and kind of hard to understand. I don't even completely understand it, really, honestly. Not completely, I don't think, but that would mean like you can't have like transfer moves on building up as your Pokemon go throughout from game to game, which is unfortunate, because transfer moves can be like really fun, even if they're not allowed on like Game Freak's formats. You can still use them in like your own rules, and just for fun. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's pretty much all I have to say so far. So with that, thanks for watching. Be sure to leave a like because it helps my channel a lot. And be sure to subscribe for some more Pokemon news. Thanks for watching. Bye.